So C2E2 was this past weekend, and like every year, I had an absolute blast. For those of you that don't know, C2E2 is basically Chicago's Comic-Con, where people from all over the Midwest come out to celebrate their various fandoms, be it sci-fi, comics, anime, you name it. And I especially loved it because I was an official content creator this year, and it was so fun. I was making content, taking pictures, shooting videos, and people were coming up to me, recognizing me, saying nice things. And y'all, if you recognize me in public, please come and say hi. I'm not going to lie to you. I love it. It's a huge ego boost, and it makes me happy knowing that I bring other people joy. So yeah, come on up, say something. But I digress. The thing I love about C2E2 is the celebration of all the various fandoms. And my particular fandom, as you can tell by the garb, is Star Trek. Now we're in the process of moving right now, so all my little Star Trek collectibles have been put in boxes, but suffice to say, I've been a huge fan for decades. Now, I've seen all the shows, from the original series to Next Gen to DS9, Voyager, Enterprise. I even got a Paramount Plus subscription just so I could keep engaging with Star Trek content. I powered through Discovery, I grimaced and winced my way through Picard, although I have to admit Season 3 was pretty on point. I'm having so much fun with Strange New Worlds, and I loved every last second of Lower Decks. But as much as I love the shows, I have to honor the fact that what really got me into Star Trek originally as a kid wasn't the shows, it was the movies. And fans will tell you that the movies are a completely different animal from the shows and should be treated as such. And I've seen all of them, every last one, from the really, really good to the really, really bad, except Section 31. I'm not a kid anymore, and I just can't put myself through that at this age. Now, my favorite of the Star Trek movies is, and always will be, First Contact. Jonathan Frakes directing, Picard getting some much-needed closure with the Borg, James Cromwell playing a drunk Zefram Cochrane inventing warp drive. I mean, what's not to like? But while First Contact is my favorite Star Trek film, I recognize that the best Star Trek film is Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. And it's honestly no contest. And you cannot beat this movie, all right? It's got everything. Action, suspense, fantastic dialogue, friendship, an incredible score by James Horner, the first CGI sequence ever used in a feature film, a dogfight in space, a powerful message about the dangers of vengeance at all cost, and quite possibly the greatest MacGuffin ever used in a movie, the Genesis device. But beyond all that, one of the key elements that makes Wrath of Khan such a fun watch over and over again is you have on one side William Shatner as James T. Kirk, and on the other side Ricardo Montalban as Khan Noonien Singh. Two of the biggest, loudest, grandstandingest, overly theatrical actors to ever grace the silver screen, both of whom make an absolute three-course meal out of every scene they're in. I mean, honestly, who else but Big Bill Shatner could deliver this iconic line? No one. And I mean no one. Look, I love Zachary Quinto, and I actually do love the Kelvin Timeline Star Trek movies, but that just doesn't hit the same. But anyway, back to Wrath of Khan. For me, personally, the best part of the whole movie is the very end. Sorry, spoiler alert for Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan. If you have not seen Star Trek II: The Wrath of Khan, stop watching this movie and go watch that. The best part of the whole movie is near the end, right after the Enterprise has shot the Reliant to pieces. Its bridge is all strewn with debris and bodies, and the only person left alive on the bridge of the Reliant is a battered and bloodied Khan, who, with his last ounce of strength, activates the Genesis device in a last-ditch, if I'm going down, I'm taking you with me moment. And Montalban still gets an amazing monologue at the very end with one of the coldest lines imaginable, and it features a quote from Moby Dick.
For hate's sake, I spit my last breath at thee.
Ooh, chills, y'all. He's not even talking to anybody, and he still gets off an absolute banger. Daniel Day-Lewis could never. But here's a little known fun fact about that scene that a lot of people miss, but it's a small detail that I absolutely love. Watch the scene again. You'll notice that in the explosions on the bridge of the Reliant, both of Khan's feet, his left foot and his right foot, are completely blown off below the calf. You know, it's a very important detail, and I'm going to tell you why. See, visual storytelling is all about symbolism. Rosebud and things like that. And so while it was never actually mentioned, it is nevertheless important to show both of Khan's little 5-toed walkie boys being completely removed from his body at the ankles, because it meant that he had finally been defeated.